This is week two's discussion of video, Student Data Systems. This is a summary over the this is a summary over the article we were given for this week. The problem is that the University of Gwinnett School of Public Health needed a new data system, and the project's objective was to develop a new system, and the purpose of the project was to build a new system that way it can easily access and facilitate all student documentations across the public health. The scope of this project was to be able to capture, validate, sort, classify, calculate, summarize, store, retrieve, and reproduce and communicate data with each other. In the literary section of the article, it talks about what the system needs to have, which needs to have an integrated information system, which is able to organize the information of the data to be able to where it doesn't conflict with each other, while also wanting a database and a management system for the database, which will hold information needed and be able to sort the information of the database. They also want a place for student records and a management system for those student records. So the student records can be updated by the students themselves, or the university can create and update the student and the record for them. The system must also be able to connect to the web, and the system must stand the test of time. That way they can use it over and over again. Also, they would like the system to be easily accessible, and and can be easily changed as time goes on. That way, they can enter new information, but not change the existing system, while not changing the existing system. In the methodology part, is broken down to several subjects. In the data collection section, they were trying to figure out how they're going to collect data for the new system. They thought about using interviews, asking around, see what people needed for the system and whatnot. And the analysis and they were going to analyze the current system and figure out what works and what doesn't work, and take that in consideration when designing a new system. While designing the system, they want the system to have better security and the ability for people to register and verify the information, such as things usernames and passwords. Under the Functions tab, they listed three categories they want to have able to access the system, which was the register, the head of the department, and the students. The functions that were allowed to the registrars were they were able to log into the system and enable students or disable students, edit students' information in the database. They can look for any student they desire and also have access to all the detail of that student. While the students had the ability to view and edit their personal information, while also able to upload images and project topics. Under the special requirements section, they list all possible interactions that can happen within the system. They also want the system to have certain functions, such as safety, which is usernames and passwords, securities, which are usernames and passwords. They want to be able to have performance checks. Under the system designs, they list out several designs they could use for the system and how it works. And the technology overview, they want the system to have a PHP, which is basically a script language system. They want to have a MySQL, which is a database management system. They want the system to be used under an Apache server, and the server to have access to an XAMPP, which is a smaller version of the Apache server, and have access to the internet. The things I learned from after reading this article was basically the student data information system is a complicated system, and the ability to make one takes a great deal of time. And also, it takes a team to work together to be able to make such a thing happen. And thank you for listening to my presentation.